This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Yeah, for those that are following along, Jim, where you at time code wise? Just make sure we're all synced up here.
I am at 5:38.
All right, perfect. We're synced up perfectly. One of the questions that we had come in as we go through this, JR, was this put on Thursday to destroy Thunder, which was airing on TBS at the time, and it was already starting to fall apart, or was there just really no thought to that?
I don't think there's any thought to that, a significant thought. There may have been some casual discussion. And if we go on Thursday, we might influence audience to move from Thunder to our show. There's going to be a lot more star power and a lot more immediacy in Smackdown than was going to be on Thunder. Thunder's going to save all their top guys for Nitro. And then you'll get a smattering of that on their Thursday nights. And here on our Thursday night, you're going to get the best we got. So, and that starts off with our champion there, Triple H. So, and he's really coming into his own here. I said this many times, you know, and Conrad and I did a Grilling JR on him. And I think, you know, he gets a bad rap sometimes. He gets nailed by critics, I think largely because of who he married. I don't know that there's any, you can't just look at his work and say, well, he wasn't aggressive enough, or he didn't have good psychology. He didn't look good, whatever you want to come up with excuse-wise. I looked at him as one of our absolute most valuable players because he was healthy more often than not. He had some injuries, but he was healthy more often than not. And when he was a hell of a contributor. There's just no doubt about it. And, you know, I've always said that Vince was the top heel in the Attitude Era, and Triple H was the top heel behind that. He was 1A.
Yeah.
So now, of course, we're here. We're just starting this show. We got Triple H out there. He said his piece. And then now here's Dwayne Johnson, as he is now known. And that's a good way to start the show. It's a lot of star power.
Absolutely. Yeah, this SmackDown here is taped the day after Eric Bischoff, who, by the way, recently talked about this on 83 Weeks, goes into the WCW locker room and realistically blows it up. He's shitting on people left and right about their actions in the media and their attitude, and basically offers up anybody to get their release. Supposedly, some of the wrestlers even call Terry Taylor while at Nitro. What did you know about this, and what do you remember hearing about this, if anything?
I heard about it way after the fact.
Okay.
You know, the night of the show, I didn't hear anything. Obviously, I was a little busy. Then you catch up with the newsletters, you know, Meltzer's stuff, and because Dave had better contacts. Dave was looking for information. That's what his job was, and is. I didn't want the information unless it affected booking or payroll or something along those lines. It didn't affect me. So I wasn't overly concerned, but I know that the talent in WCW saw this starting another show would potentially give them the opportunity to get on the team and play and make money.
Yeah, it was reported that guys like Raven, Billy Kidman, Conan, and Rey Mysterio all asked for their releases at this point after that meeting. So
that wouldn't surprise me. That sounds like it's a succinct list, but I'm sure they weren't by themselves.
Well, Jim, this is the first time the WWF is back in this building since the death of Owen Hart. Did you or anyone else you talked to have an eerie feeling being back in this building?
I think everybody had some emotions. Some that were not there didn't really know how to react. Those that were there were trying to distance themselves from that night that Owen died. So, but I think it was a combination of things and conversations. But I talked to a lot of talents, as I always did, and see there all the posters and signs and things, very raw-like. So the fans always made up for any ruffled feathers or hurt feelings or memories or whatever that were needed to be or need to move on from and go to, you know, newer ground. So it was interesting. It was interesting in that regard. So, but Lawler and I did that first show, and we did it. We taped the show right after Raw the night before, and on Monday. This is on Tuesday night, as you said earlier. So that's kind of where we are. You know, we just were ready for a new adventure, and to me, it was not unlike any other live TV show that I had done. It was all fine. It was business as usual, but the boss didn't seem to think that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.